Have you ever heard about the dark secrets of Morton University? This institution, nestled deep within the heart of a deserted campus, carries with it an aura of mystery and intrigue that's as hard to ignore as the moon in a starless sky. Its ivy-clad buildings stand tall and silent, their windows reflecting the pale moonlight like the vacant eyes of those who've witnessed the unspoken. Morton University is more than just a place of learning. Beneath its scholarly facade lies a web of rumors, whispers of a time when the university was a breeding ground for forbidden experiments and occult practices. It's said that within these ancient walls the laws of nature were defied and the boundaries between the living and the dead were blurred. Enter Lucas, a graduate student with a thirst for knowledge that rivals the greatest scholars. His quest for academic glory led him down the rabbit hole of Morton University's past. Driven by curiosity and a hunger for the truth, he began to unearth tales of the university's dark history from dusty tomes and forgotten manuscripts. As Lucas delved deeper into the university's past, he found himself drawn into a world beyond the ordinary. He began to hear whispers in the corners of the library, murmurs of a malevolent force lurking in the shadows. These rumors spoke of a chilling presence that fed off the curiosity of those brave, or perhaps foolish enough to probe the university's secrets. Yet Lucas, ever the skeptic, dismissed these whispers as figments of his imagination, mere ghost stories fabricated to scare the faint of heart. After all, he was a man of science, a seeker of truth. He was convinced that he was on the cusp of a groundbreaking discovery that would catapult him into academic stardom. But, as the saying goes, curiosity killed the cat. And, in Lucas's case, his curiosity would lead him down a path from which there was no return. Little did he know, the whispers weren't just whispers. They were a warning, a premonition of the chilling fate that awaited him. Lucas dismissed these whispers as the product of an overactive imagination, convinced that he was on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery. But as he would soon find out, some secrets are better left buried in the shadows. One fateful night, Lucas received an anonymous message. This cryptic note, slipped under his dormitory door, was nothing more than a simple piece of parchment, yet it bore a weight that was both alluring and unsettling. The message was an invitation beckoning him to a location hidden deep within the university's labyrinthine corridors. The note was unsigned, its origin unknown, yet it held a promise of secrets waiting to be unveiled. Intrigued and driven by an insatiable curiosity, Lucas couldn't resist the call of the unknown. Armed with nothing but a flickering flashlight and his undying thirst for knowledge, he ventured into the darkness of the deserted halls. The university, once a bustling hub of academia, now lay silent, its secrets hidden in the night's embrace. As Lucas navigated through the empty corridors, the air grew thick with an oppressive tension. It was as if the very walls of the university were aware of his intrusion, their centuries-old secrets stirring in the silent darkness. The whispers that he had dismissed as figments of his imagination began to grow louder. They echoed through the empty halls, their ghostly murmurs intertwining with the wind's mournful song. The shadows seemed to dance on the walls, their movements unpredictable and eerie. The temperature plummeted, adding an icy chill to the already tense atmosphere. Lucas felt a growing unease as he ventured deeper into the heart of the university. His footsteps echoed hauntingly, the only sound in the otherwise silent halls. The whispers grew more insistent, their murmurs becoming a cacophony in his mind. Yet he pushed forward, his curiosity overpowering his fear. As he turned a corner, he found himself before a heavy, ornate door. Its intricate carvings hinted at a history long forgotten, a past shrouded in mystery and darkness. Lucas reached out, his hand trembling as he pushed the door open. Finally, Lucas reached the heart of the mystery, a hidden chamber, forgotten by time and untouched by the hands of students and staff alike. The room was bathed in an eerie glow, and in its center stood an ancient altar adorned with strange symbols. The whispers culminated in a deafening crescendo, and Lucas knew he was standing at the precipice of a horrifying truth. In the center of the room stood an ancient altar adorned with strange symbols and surrounded by flickering candles. This wasn't merely a forgotten room or a long-lost storeroom. No, this was a sanctum, a place where the ordinary laws of nature seemed to bow before something far older and more unnerving. The altar, ancient and weathered, bore an array of symbols that defied understanding. They seemed to twist and writhe under Lucas's gaze, their meanings just beyond the grasp of comprehension. Each symbol was etched with an unnerving precision, as if crafted by an unseen hand. As Lucas traced the symbols with his fingertips, he could feel an unearthly energy pulsate beneath the cold stone surface. The air within the chamber was thick with an unseen presence. It was like stepping into a pool of icy water, a chill that seeped into your bones and gripped your heart. A sense of dread permeated the room, an oppressive weight that hung in the air like a shroud. Something was here, something that had been waiting, dormant, for a very long time. The whispers that had been a soft murmur in the back of Lucas's mind now swelled into an insistent chorus. They echoed off the stone walls, their cadence strange and dissonant. They were not words, not in any language that Lucas knew, but there was an intent behind them, a malevolent hunger that made his skin crawl. In the dim light of the flickering candles, shadows began to twist and contort. They seemed to take on a life of their own, dancing in the corners of Lucas's vision. The darkness began to thicken, coalescing into shapes that defied logic. An oppressive force started to press in on Lucas, as if the room itself was closing in on him. As the whispers reached a fever pitch, Lucas felt a cold dread seep into his very soul. He was not alone. He was never alone. The room, the altar, the whispers, they were all part of something much larger and far more sinister than he could have ever imagined. Just as Lucas realized the gravity of his situation, the shadows coalesced into a ghastly figure. The whispers, the cold, the fear, it all culminated in this one chilling moment. The figure, cloaked in darkness, stood before Lucas, an ancient and malevolent entity awakened by his curiosity. A specter, cloaked in darkness, emerged from the depths of the chamber. Its form was nebulous, a swirling vortex of shadows that seemed to consume the meager light from Lucas's flickering flashlight. It moved with an unsettling grace, like a predator closing in on its prey. Its laughter echoed through the chamber, a chilling sound that resonated deep within Lucas's bones. Each laugh was a terrifying symphony of despair and torment, a haunting melody that rang through the empty halls of Morton University. As the laughter grew louder, the whispers joined in, their eerie chorus echoing in Lucas's mind, each word a dagger of fear piercing his sanity. Lucas stood rooted to the spot, his body paralyzed by a terror he had never known. His breath came in short, ragged gasps, his heart pounding like a drum against his ribcage. He wanted to run, to escape the malevolent entity that now loomed before him, but his feet refused to obey. He was a moth drawn to the flame and ensnared by the darkness that now enveloped him. The specter advanced, its form twisting and contorting with every step. It reached out, its shadowy hand extending towards Lucas. In that moment, time seemed to slow. Lucas could feel an icy chill creeping up his spine, a cold dread that gripped his heart and squeezed. It was as if the specter was reaching into his very soul, its icy touch, a promise of a fate worse than death. Suddenly, Lucas's world went dark. His body slumped to the floor, his eyes wide open but unseeing, his heart once pounding with fear fell silent. The laughter and whispers faded, leaving behind only the oppressive silence of the ancient chamber. The whispers had claimed another victim, and the ancient secrets of Morton University remained buried in the shadows, waiting for the next curious soul to uncover their dark and sinister truths. Lucas's quest for knowledge had led him to a chilling end, a grim reminder of the dangers that lurk in the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. The specter returned to the shadows, its laughter echoing one last time through the empty halls of Morton University.